What's up, Night Tube? It's Diamond Costello, and you guys are going to learn something today. And what you're going to learn is some awesome sharpening plates. This is from a company on Amazon called Forever 2023. Now, I paid for these plates. These are not given to me full price. So, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera. What these are, they're electroplated CBN plates. This is a 80 and 180, and these are extremely well done. Extremely well done plates. I hugely impressed. These are, without a shadow of a doubt, the very best electroplated diamond or CBN. These are CBN. The best electroplated CBN plates I've ever used, period. And that means diamond too, period. Best electroplated plates I've ever sharpened on, period. This is a 400 1000, and again, an 80 180. I've got quite a bit of sharpening on these, and they have not lost any aggression whatsoever. This 80 180 cuts just as good as it did after the initial break-in. Say the first sharpening. Once I got to the second sharpening, it sharpens right now exactly how it sharpened on its second sharpening once it was broken in. Same goes for the 400 1000. I love it. This 400 1000 is extremely aggressive on the 400 side. The 1000 side is beautiful. These are an excellent edge finish. This 80 180 cuts like a beast. In fact, the 180 is all you really need. The 80 grit is just, it's insane. That thing will strip steel off like you cannot believe. The 180, perfect reprofiling stone right here. It is the fastest cutting electroplated stone I have ever used, period. And I'm not talking about the 80. I'm talking about the 180 side. The 80 grit side of this is just, it's insane. It's insane. The 180, when I'm saying the fastest cutting stone I've ever used, the 180 side is that. The 80 grit side, of course, is faster, but it's just too much. Unless you really need to remove some steel. The 180 side is, it makes an Atoma 140 look like a 220 grit resin bonded stone. And I'm being serious. This thing is freaking crazy fast cutting. The 400 1000, beautiful. The 400 cuts plenty fast, for mild damage correction, light reprofiling. The 1K leaves a beautiful finish, super consistent, just awesome. The electroplating on these stones is absolute top notch. I've never seen an electroplated stone that is bedded this well. The CBN particles are bedded in the nickel so perfectly. This is a top of the line stones. If you think look at Atoma bedding, how the diamond is bedded in the nickel under a microscope. This is at that level, like top tier. Very good job of electroplating. The coverage is beautiful and consistent. Absolutely zero high spots on these plates, and they're crazy flat. These are among the flattest stones I've ever used as far as diamond plates. They're just as flat, if not a little flatter, than the Sharpall plates, which are among the flattest plates I've ever used. That's a nice benefit if you're sharpening like plane blades, chisels, stuff like that. Are just super duper flat stones. The bedding, the nickel, the electroplating, there's no high spots. Everything's just nice and consistent, and they flat knocked it out of the park on these. Now, they're not uber cheap, I will say that. They're premium stones. And they last. And see, that's the thing. Diamond stones lose their aggression quickly simply because the diamond particles break off as you're using it. CBN, it takes a lot more to break a CBN particle than it does a diamond particle. The CBN is going to cut. How do I put this? Okay, the diamond is going to have more sharp larger points, so it will cut deeper, but the CBN cuts, there's more cutting facets on the CBN particles. There's more sharp corners, but less tall points that break off. And that is why, like on let's say this 180 right here, on a 180 diamond stone, it starts to lose its aggression pretty quickly after some use. This here is exactly how it was on the second sharpening. Once it's broke in, it feels exactly as it did then over 30 knives later. You would never get that from a diamond stone. It would feel much smoother. It would lose a lot of its aggression over 30 reprofiles. And the same goes for the 400 1000. Basically, these stones stay their true grit, for a much longer period of time than a diamond plate does. And that's a huge advantage. And so, yes, these stones cost more, but they also last significantly longer, and they continue to cut better throughout the life of the stone. These right here are going to last you far longer than an electroplated diamond, or like an Atoma or a Sharpall plates. Now let me get to the price. Okay, these are, sorry about that, these are for the two-sided plates on Amazon. They're $109 a piece. Again, they're a premium electroplated stone. If you look at like Atomas, you're going to pay more. You're going to pay more than $110 for 2 grits. These have their grit contamination there's very little. I mean, you're talking Sharpall level of grit contamination. They're very, very little. Very, very little. Super, super consistent sized CBN particles. Of course, there's going to be some grit contamination. All stones have some. So these have as good as the best diamond stones I've ever used. So they're beautiful, and they are super consistent. If you're looking for really high-end performance from electroplated stones, prior to these, I would have said get Atomas. Atomas are amazing. These are amazing, plain and simple. Best 2 stones, best 2 electroplated plates I've ever used, bar none. I would take these over Atoma 10 out of 10 times. And I love my Atoma stones, I really do. But these are just perfect. You have a ridiculous cutting stone in the 80, You have a crazy fast reprofiling stone in the 180. Then you have a beautiful mid grit at 400. Sorry about that, my camera died. But yeah, these stones really are, if you're looking for top tier premium electroplated abrasives, these are it. This company absolutely hit a home run. These are ultra high quality abrasives, and yeah, these are gonna take over the Atomas for me for sure. I probably have, I'd say 30 reprofilings and on the 80 and 180. About 10 on the 80 side and probably 20-25 on the 180 side. And on the 400 1000, I have probably 50 knives on it. And they're just as nice right now, Phil. Just as perfect today as they was in the beginning. They really are top tier quality abrasive. And if you're looking for a true super steel eater, and I mean something that will remove steel at a rate that you almost can't believe, this 180/80 is that stone. Um, I can't even explain how crazy fast cutting that 80 grit is. Hell, I can't even explain how crazy fast cutting the 180 is, because the 180, it outcuts any stone I've ever used except for the 80 side of this. I have never had a stone that would cut as fast as this 180. It literally just removes steel like it's not there. I don't care if it's Rex 121. I don't care if it's Maximette. I don't care if it's 1095. I don't care what it is. If you need to remove steel and you need to do it in a hurry, and you don't want to go a powered abrasive, I have yet to see something that would do it faster than this stone right here, or this plate. And that is a fact. It's insane. Literally insane. And I love it. So much so that I'm going to buy me one more as a backup for when this one finally does wear out, years or however long down the line. I'm going to have me a second one of these as a backup, just because I don't ever want to not be able to get one of these. This right here is if you sharpen professionally to make money as a side hustle or whatever, your money maker is your coarse stone. That is your money maker, your fastest cutting stone. And this right here is the definition of a money maker, because of how fast I can set a bevel on this stone. It literally makes me more money. My dollar per hour on this with this stone in the mix is going to be substantially more than if I was using just an Atoma 140. And that's already a wicked fast cutting stone, but this is just next level. So again, if you're looking for something that just absolutely blazes through high hardness, high carbide, high wear resistant steels, and don't think that 400 is no baby. That 400 is a bad boy too. And it also leaves a beautiful mid-grit finish. If you're wanting a really toothy, aggressive, yet keen finish, that 400 is brilliant. And off the 1000, I can come off the 1000, a couple passes on a 6 and 1 micron strop, and it'll whittle hair. So these are really badass stones. I'll put the link in the description. I'll put the link in the top comment. I suggest you go get you one of these. If you're only going to get one, get the 80-180. If you're somebody who does a lot of reprofiling, for a general sharpener, get the 400 1000 because it's plenty. But if you're somebody that does a lot of reprofiling on really hard, really wear resistant steel, get this one. Or just get both of them and be happy. All right, guys. Y'all have a good